It's illegal to die in Longyearbyen, Norway. Since bodies don't decompose properly due to permafrost, dying in this Arctic town is banned. If you're terminally ill, you must leave and spend your last days elsewhere. Chewing gum is illegal in Singapore. Chewing gum is banned in Singapore to keep the city clean. Before the ban, people used to stick chewing gum on train doors, and this sometimes made the doors stop working properly. It caused delays and made cleaning up a big hassle. So, in 1992, the government decided to ban chewing gum unless it's for medical reasons. And also, situations like this will make walking a big struggle. You must own a burial plot before you die in certain towns in France. Some small French towns like Sarporanx have actually banned residents from dying unless they own a burial plot in the local cemetery. The reason behind this is the cemeteries are so full that the mayor made dying illegal in 2008, warning that violators would be severely punished. No high heels at ancient sites in Greece. In Greece, you're not allowed to wear high heels at historical sites. It's because these shoes can damage the ancient stones and ruins. Think about it. Thousands of years ago, people built these structures by hand, and now, sharp high heels could leave scratches or even chip away at the stones. Another reason is safety. High heels can make it harder to walk on uneven surfaces, leading to accidents. So, when visiting places like the Acropolis, stick to comfortable shoes to protect history and yourself. You must smile in Milan. In Milan, you're legally required to smile in public unless you're at a funeral or hospital. This law dates back to the 19th century when the government wanted to promote happiness and positivity among citizens. While it's not strictly enforced today, the idea was to make the city feel more cheerful. Imagine walking around and everyone smiling. It's like living in a real-life emoji world. No naming pigs Napoleon in France. In France, you can't name your pig Napoleon. Why? Napoleon Bonaparte was a famous French military leader, and this law was created to protect his legacy. Naming a pig after him could be seen as disrespectful. It's a quirky law that highlights how much some countries value their historical figures. Imagine a farmer calling his pig Napoleon, "Come here." That's what the law is trying to avoid. You can't flush after 10 p.m. in Switzerland. In some apartments in Switzerland, flushing the toilet after 10 p.m. is considered illegal. This is because of noise concerns. Swiss laws are very strict about not disturbing neighbors. Many modern apartments have soundproof systems, so this law is often more of a funny tradition than a serious rule. No public kissing. Dubai has strict rules about public displays of affection, including kissing. The city's laws are based on conservative cultural and religious values, so something that seems normal in other countries can be seen as disrespectful here. Tourists have been fined or even jailed for kissing in public. Don't feed the pigeons in Venice. Feeding pigeons in Venice is illegal, and for good reason. Pigeons are everywhere in the city, and their droppings can damage the beautiful historical buildings and statues. For years, tourists fed the pigeons in places like St. Mark's Square, and it led to a huge pigeon population. This not only created hygiene issues, but also cost a lot to clean up. So, to preserve Venice's beauty, the city banned feeding pigeons. Don't run out of gas on the Autobahn in Germany. The Autobahn is famous for its highways with no speed limits, allowing cars to travel at extremely high speeds. So, stopping on this highway is extremely dangerous. So before you hit the gas, make sure your tank is full, or you could end up breaking the law. Goldfish must have a partner in Rome. Rome has a law that bans keeping a single goldfish in a bowl. Goldfish are social creatures and can get stressed or lonely if they're alone. Plus, bowls don't give them enough space to swim properly. This law was introduced as part of Rome's animal rights regulations. 3 generations of punishment in North Korea. In North Korea, if an individual is found guilty of a crime, the entire family, including their children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren, can face imprisonment or they resent to labor camps for the actions of a single family member. Mandatory waist measurements in Japan. In an effort to combat obesity, Japan implemented the Metabol Law in 2008. This law requires men and women between 40 and 75 to have their waistlines measured annually. If their waist circumference exceeds the government-mandated limits, they are advised to seek medical attention and may face penalties. Prohibition of women driving in Saudi Arabia. Until 2018, Saudi Arabia was the only country in the world that prohibited women from driving. Violations of this ban could result in fines, imprisonment, and even corporal punishment. Despite the lifting of the ban, women still face significant societal and legal challenges when it comes to driving. Marry your rapist laws. This law allows a rapist to escape criminal prosecution if he marries his victim. As of 2021, this law remained in about 20 countries, including the Philippines, Iraq, and Equatorial Guinea. This law is seen as violating the dignity of women and allowing criminals to avoid justice. Mandatory planting of trees in New Zealand. To tackle climate change, New Zealand introduced a groundbreaking law in 2023 requiring every household to plant at least one native tree each year. To make it easy, the government provides free saplings and step-by-step guidance on proper planting and care, while there are fines for those who don't comply. The real goal is to educate and unite communities in building a greener future. No wearing Winnie the Pooh t-shirts in Poland. Some Polish towns banned images of Winnie the Pooh in playgrounds and schools because the bear doesn't wear pants, making it inappropriate for children. Ban on magical healing practices in Assam. In February 2024, the Assam Assembly passed a new law called the Assam Healing Practices Bill. This law makes it illegal to perform fake magical healing practices if they are meant to cheat or harm people. It aims to protect people from being tricked by those who falsely claim to cure diseases using supernatural powers. Ban on single-use plastics in Canada. Canada has banned single-use plastics across the country in 2021. This includes things like plastic straws, cutlery, and bags. The goal is to reduce plastic waste and promote eco-friendly alternatives. Businesses got time to switch to new options, and there are penalties for those who don't follow the rules. Enjoyed these bizarre laws? Drop a comment with the strangest one you've heard. Like, share, and if you love curious content, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you.